Okay, let's start. Okay, so once again, good afternoon. I welcome everyone. This is Professor Sachin Varpe, and I'm here to discuss, not teach. Okay, I'm going to discuss throughout the semester the Engineering Mathematics 3. Okay, uh, may the academic year 2022, 21 and 22 be the most engaging, inspiring, and rewarding and memorable year yet. Welcome back to wonderful year of learning. Enjoy each day and know that you are surrounded by support. Try your best in everything you do. Stay positive, have fun, and keep smiling. You'll do a great thing. Okay, so let's have a small subject presentation, which will be from which you'll get an idea about the course plan and activities throughout the semester. I hope the screen is visible. Is the screen visible?
Not yet, sir.
No, sir.
Just a minute. Please check now. Is it?
Now we can.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just a minute. Okay, so outline of the course. Very soon we are going to have a prerequisite test also. So for that, the prerequisite required for the course is, see here, Engineering Mathematics 1, that is M1, M2, some concepts from physics and from mechanics, and even we are going to have some concepts from the signal and systems also, and these are all applicable along with the entry to the subject like DSP and other subjects also. Okay, so this is what the examination scheme we are going to have. 2019 pattern. In earlier pattern there were 50 marks online exam, but here now for this 2019. Yes.
Are you on the third slide? Because we are actually just able to see the first slide right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me share the entire screen because actually I'm moving to the next slide, but I don't know why it is not showing. Anyways, is it visible now?
Yeah, we can see the outline slide right now.
So the prerequisite chart, just now I've explained. Let me show you. This is prerequisite chart. Okay, so from first year we need some prerequisites from M1, M2 from physics, and some concept from mechanics for the Engineering Mathematics 3, and even some concept from the signals and systems. And these are all things we are going to apply for the subject like DSP, digital signal processing, and for the subjects from TNP. Okay, so this is examination scheme for the 2019 pattern. Okay, we are going to have 30 marks in same examination, which will be theory, and 70 marks in same exam, which will be again theory. Okay, why it is theory? Because in last 2015 pattern, the 50 marks in same exam was for the was on the online questions, MCQs. Okay, but here specifically it is theory, and the 25 marks is given to the term work. Okay, so the term work will be given based on the internal exams, your attendance, mock viva, and the maths project we are going to have in this semester. Okay, so these things will be contributed to 25 marks of the term work. Okay, so when I compare our syllabus, SPPU syllabus, with the syllabus of COEP College of Engineering Pune and the GATE Forum syllabus, So I've found these gaps. Actually, these topics were not included in your syllabus, but these topics are important for the GATE preparation. Okay, like statistics, probability, and the distributions, Laplace transforms, and the concepts related to Laplace, like inverse Laplace and the application of Laplace to the to solve the differential equations. So we are going to discuss these topics, okay, using the activity like a guest lecture and the flipped classrooms. You can ask your doubts if any in between. Okay. Do you know POs and PSOs, program outcomes? Have you heard about these POs? No,
Yes.
in first year at least.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So actually, at the end of your course, your engineering, you'll be able to have these skills. Actually, POs are the skills. Actually, engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design, conduct, investigations, and so on, modern tool usage and all. So actually, from engineering mathematics 3, we're not going to map all these POs. We are going to map only the POs like engineering knowledge, problem analysis, then 9 PO, individual and teamwork from the tutorial sessions we are going to have, communication even, and the last is lifelong learning, because mathematics or the concepts from M3 are required throughout the engineering life, we can say. Okay, if you go for the higher studies, then definitely you'll need these concepts, and even if you want to I mean pursue any technical course, again you'll need some concepts from mathematics, that is why. And these are the PSOs from the department of ENTC. Okay, I'm not going to discuss this. So these are the Bloom's taxonomy levels, like the remember is the basic level, then understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So for the first year and few courses for the second year, we are going to have our COs or the mapping of COs with the POs up to analyze level. And especially from mathematics, we are not going to have some creativity from the subject, but we can have some what can we say, analysis. Yeah, so up to analyze level, we'll be having the questions in the internal exams and even the SPP examination also. I hope I'm audible clearly.
Yes, sir.
These are the course outcomes for the engineering mathematics 3. After successfully completing the course, students will be able to do these 5 COs we are having. The first is actually these 5 COs based on the 6 units. Okay, first CO on the first unit, like we'll be able to solve higher order differential equations. In fact, higher order linear differential equations using appropriate techniques we are going to learn, and for the modeling and analyzing the electrical circuits. Okay, from the second unit, we are going to have the second CO, which will help to solve the problems related to Fourier transform, Z transforms, and applications to communication systems and the signal processing. CO number 3, which will be from numerical methods from the third unit, which will help to obtain interpolating polynomials. I hope everyone knows the polynomials. Interpolating polynomials we are going to discuss, which is actually the extension of or the representation of data in terms of some function, which is a polynomial, interpolating polynomial. All right. So then numerically differentiation and integration of functions numerically. Numerically means we are going to have inputs in terms of some data, okay, and integrate functions, numerical solutions of differential equations using single step and multi-step iterative methods used in modern scientific computing. CO number 4, actually CO number 4 based on the unit number 4 and 5, vector differential calculus and vector integral calculus. So from the CO4 we are going to have, or we are going to perform vector differentiation and vector integration, which will be help to analyze the vector fields and apply the electromagnetic fields. Okay. And the last CO which is on the unit number 6, complex variables or the complex analysis, which says analyze conformal mappings, transformations, and perform contour integration of complex functions in the study of electrostatics and signal processing. So these are the 5 COs, and we have mapped these 5 COs with the PO number 1, 2, 9, 10, and 12. Okay, what is PO number 1? Is engineering knowledge. PO2 is problem analysis. So we are going to have mm, uh, the questions which based on the problem analysis. We are going to analyze the given system or the problems. Then PO number 9, which is individual and teamwork. We are going to map this PO to the activity of tutorial and even the project activity also. 10 is communication. So we are going to measure the skill of communication for each individual from the mathematics project presentation and even from the Viva also. We are going to have at the last of semester. Okay, and the project management and finance. We are not going to map this. We are going to map only the lifelong learning. Okay, that is what each CO is mapped with these 5 POs. You should know all these things. Okay. So this is what the level of mappings, just like for example, CO1 is mapped with PO1 with the higher level, that is 3. 3 is the higher level, 2 is the moderate, and 1 is the low level. You might be thinking that why we have mapped this PO 9, 10, and 12 with the low level, because we don't have any such tools actually to map these POs, but we are mapping. Okay. We are measuring the individual and teamwork. We are measuring the communication. All right. So that is why I have given this mapping. This is justification of mapping. That is not important. And these are the content beyond syllabus I have discussed already. That is statistics, probability, and probability distributions. You might have discussed the probability, basic probability in 12th, right? I think in 12th syllabus, there were the questions on basic probability. I don't know about the probability distributions, but the questions were there on probability, right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
The Laplace and inverse Laplace transform may be completely new to you. Actually, it is integral transforms, and which will be able to solve actually with the help of Laplace and inverse Laplace techniques. Will be able to solve the differential equations. Now the differential equation you have solved in M2. Right? So we are going to discuss the advanced linear differential equations. So the activity plan is a case lecture. We are going to have a case lecture based on these topics. Okay. We are going to have 6 assignments, of course, for the term work. 6 assignment on 6 units. You can see the units also. These are the internal assessment tools, like unit test 1. If some students have less marks or fail in UT1, then we're going to have a re-unit test also. Similarly, unit test 2, prelim, term work, and the maths project. These are the assessment tools, remember. Teaching plan. So it's not working actually. Anyways, okay, so this is my YouTube video link. I have provided the previous videos, lecture videos on YouTube. You can see before the lecture topic video. Okay, I'll share this on Google Classroom. You please join the Google Classroom. I've shared the link on the WhatsApp. Okay, later you can join the Google Classroom also. So this is what all about the course presentation, subject presentation. Is there any doubt with this? Hello? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so shall we start with the actual course? So here, the first is linear differential equation with the constant coefficient, unit number 1. Okay, before start with the unit number 1, let me clear you that we are going to have the maths project actually in the throughout the semester. So the maths project is based on the maths concept you might be discussing throughout the semester also. And if you know any concept or any project related to or which is having some basics from the mathematics, you can take it. So let me show you the groups I have made from your class. Just this one. Okay, so these many groups I've made, I think 13 groups, right? 5 members to each group, right? And this is according to the roll numbers. Now you don't have any choice for the group selection, remember. Okay. Only the thing you need to do that you just have to uh, select a group representative from these 5. That is only the choice you're having. Okay, like group number 1, Jay, then Palak, Vishakha, Mustafa, and Siddhant. From these 5 peoples you'll have to select your representative. Okay, is this clear to everyone? I'll share
Yes,
this.
sir.
I'll share this list group wise. So the first step towards the maths project is the selection of your representative and the selection of a title. You need to discuss among these groups. Okay, title of the project, and once it's select, you'll have to type, or the group leader, group representative have to enter the title of the project here. Like, what is group responsibility? Suppose Vishakha is the representative, then other are the members of this group. Okay, so here it will be representative. This is just an example, huh? Okay. uh, in the last year, these were the groups you can see here. First 5, they have presented the maths project on application of linear differential equation in electronics. Okay. I had 3 reviews on this also, like Fourier transform and probability, trigonometry and vector analysis. These are the titles they have given, and even they have presented also the groups. Okay, this is just for the reference. Any doubt in the maths project?
Yes, sir.
So you'll have to search the theme from the
So,
Google. Yes, yes.
do the topics and domains of the project has to be related to M3 completely, or
No,
we
no,
can use
not.
assumption and anything
Yes,
else?
yes, yes. It is not related to. It should not be related to M3. Okay, it can be
Okay.
anything from the mathematics domain related to, just
Okay.
like for example a SIR model. You might have heard about the SIR model, SIR
Yeah.
model. It is related to the we can say the COVID epidemic, right? We can have the
Yes.
conclusions, right? So this is just an example. So likewise you can select the titles and you'll have to prepare accordingly. Okay, very soon we are going to have the first review on this. Okay, clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
These are the groups. So I'll share this link in Google Classroom. You'll have to add your contact details also and the group responsibility, like member or the representative. Okay. Okay, so let's start now. The first is linear differential equation with constant coefficients. So in earlier, maybe in M2, you might have discussed the differential equations, right? Differential equations and the types of differential equations. Is the screen visible? The types of differential equations and the solution, even the formation of differential equation, and then you might have discussed the solutions, right? Maybe the application of differential equations to the chemical problems or the motion related problems like simple harmonic motion and all. I'm not able to remember all those things, but likewise, right? Some applications related to the decay problems, growth and decay problems. Some applications related to the temperature gradient, like uh,
Cooling law.
Newton's cooling laws, right? Some applications related to rectilinear motions, isn't it? So we are going to extend the notion of those solutions and even the formation to the specifically linear differential equations. In first year, you might have discussed the linear differential equation of first order, first degree, right? So here, the linear differential equation of first order, but degree can be anything. Okay. And then later we are going to generalize it. Of course, there are the types of differential equations with the higher degrees also, but that is not there in the syllabus, in M3 syllabus, okay? But that is there in the differential equations, in advanced differential equations. So first of all, let me know about the differential equations. First of all, what do you know about the derivatives? Yes, what do you know about the derivatives? I'm expecting the definition at least. Any one of you? Do you know the derivatives? Yes. So what do you know about the derivatives? See, first of all, let me clear you that our session is the it should be interactive. That is why I said the discussion. So whenever the discussion, both parties should be involved in the discussion, right? It should not be one way. Am I right?
So if we speak conceptually, it is the variable change of one function with respect to another.
Right. Suppose, like you are saying, suppose if I have the function y is equal to function of x, right?
Yeah.
So it is like the differentiation of the dependent variable with respect to independent variable. Is it so? Is that the thing you are trying to explain?
It can be variable, it can be even function.
Here it is a function actually. It's just like y is equal to x square, simple function, or y equal to x, or y equal to sine x, cos x, trigonometric functions, even inverse trigonometric functions. If any, it can be any rational function also of the form p of x upon q of x.
Yeah.
Right? It can be exponential function.
And speaking geometrically, it is a slope at that point.
Slope, yes, yes. Correct. Very good. Actually, the geometrical interpretation of derivative is the slope of tangent to this curve. This is the curve actually. Function is the curve. Like for example, y equal to x square if I'm talking about. Then if I draw the curve y equal to x square, tell me y equal to x square will be a parabola, right? Parabola opening to upward or right or left? Upward parabola, right? Y equal to x square. Because most of the students may get confused while drawing this parabola. So let me tell you the hint. If there is a power of x, then both values, both means negative as well as positive values, will be there in the function. So it will be like this. Because for both values of for both values of x, y will be always positive because it is x square, isn't it? So that is why the positive y-axis is there. Okay. So the derivative, suppose if I calculate the derivative is always the rate of dependent variable in terms of independent. So what is dependent variable here? Here the dependent variable is y, right? Y is dependent variable and x is independent variable. This is very important thing. in the concept of derivatives and even the differential equations, you should know about the dependent and independent variables, because later we are going to solve the differential equations. So you should know that what is dependent and independent variables, so that the solution of differential equation is the value of something in terms of something that I'm going to ask later. Okay, so here suppose if I differentiate this y equal to x square, so it is denoted by dy by dx, right? And that is equals to what? 2x. So is this 2x is the slope you're trying to say? Yes, slope is always a number, right?
So it will depend on what x is. If that particular point is given, then at that point the slope will be there.
Exactly. If we calculate the slope at particular point, say 1 1, okay, then that will be a slope. Okay. So at this point, when I draw a tangent to the curve, then slope of the tangent at that point is nothing but the derivative at that point, right? So that is the geometrical interpretation of derivative. Okay. Now, there are two types of derivatives. Do you know? There are two types of derivatives based on the number of independent variables. There are mainly two types. Yes, any one of you?
Sir, partial and
Exactly, partial and ordinary differential equation.
ordinary.
Ordinary derivative and partial derivative. Good. Partial derivative. Now, what is mean by ordinary derivative? Yes. When we get the ordinary derivative? Every time. What can we say about this dy by dx? Is it ordinary or partial?
It is
It is all.
ordinary, sir.
It is ordinary. Why?
Ordinary.
Why?
Because there is only one variable which is dependent, sir. Y is
Dependent
only
or
dependent on x,
uh-huh.
and that's why, sir, we can't means that if y is equals to 2x and z, then we differentiate x and differentiate y.
I'm sorry. Y equal to 2x and z. You mean like this? 2x and z means 2x plus z like this. Hello? Is this you're talking about?
So when a
Yes, sir.
function will be dependent on two variables, then we need to use partial differentiation with respect to
So
that
that means
variable.
there is a restriction on only independent variable, not the dependent variable,
Yes.
right? So if there are two or more independent variables, remember, if there are two or more independent variables, then the derivatives obtained are hello,
Partial
partial
derivative.
derivatives. Exactly. Suppose if we have the function like y is a function of r, s, t, and so on, then here r, s, t are the independent variables, and the derivative of this y with respect to those independent variables are the partial derivatives, right? And they are denoted by the partial derivatives are denoted by the notation
Deba.
deba, right? Deba of y, we can say deba y by deba with respect to those independent variables. So like deba y by deba r, deba y by deba s. Okay, so these are the notations. It can be read like deba also, deba, or do also, or in some books the notation is given for the say del. Some authors are denoting this as a del. Okay, but in M3 we are going to represent this as a del, remember. Okay, this is del actually and this is delta. Okay, so don't get confused with the notations. Throughout the course we are going to represent it as a daba, remember, daba y by daba r, daba y by daba s, and so on. Now tell me, just like the ordinary derivative we have seen, ordinary derivative is nothing but the slope of the tangent. What can we say about the partial derivatives or the geometrical interpretation of partial derivatives? Yes, are the same. Can we say the partial derivatives are also the slopes of the tangent? Hello, hello, mic check. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hmm. So what can we say about these partial derivatives geometrically? If you don't know, see here. First of all, tell
Sir,
me why.
since we
Yes,
are since we are using different more than one independent variables, then it is not a plane. So we basically go into a 3D structure, maybe.
right. 3D or onwards, right?
Yeah,
N-dimensional subjects. So
yeah.
N-dimensional structure. So here we can say three-dimensional. So based on that, what can we say about these partial derivatives? Are the same? Are they representing the same thing? Are the similar thing? So actually, as she said, it is an n-dimensional structure. If we consider a three-dimensional structure like this, let me draw. I'm not good in drawing, but let me try like this. This is a 3D structure, okay? So, as you know, in 3D structure, there are three directions, right? X, Y, and Z, right? So based on this, if I consider a particular point, then from that particular point, I can go in X direction, in Z direction, or in Y direction. Am I right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So if I draw a tangent in these directions, then the slope of those tangents are nothing but these partial derivatives. Is this clear? Suppose if I consider the point here, and if I draw a tangent to this surface, actually this is a surface, that is not a curve, this is a surface, three-dimensional surface. Okay, we can extend it to the n-dimensional also, but it is not possible to visualize that. We can visualize up to only the three-dimensional. So if I draw a tangent at this point in the direction of x-axis like this, then slope of the tangent at this particular point is nothing but suppose x is variable here, one x variable is there, then dabba y by dabba x is this is the slope of the tangent in the x direction. Is this clear? Is this point clear to everyone what I'm trying to explain?
Yes, sir.
So actually partial derivatives are also the slopes. Those are in the direction of independent variable, remember. It is not necessary that x, y, z are the only directions. That is the direction of independent variable, that is all. And in case of ordinary derivative, if we have the function of only one independent variable like y is equal to function of x only, then its derivative is denoted, its derivative is nothing but ordinary derivative, and it is denoted by dy by dx, and that is nothing but the slope of the tangent to the curve. Actually this is nothing but the curve, right? This is a curve, just now we have seen. uh, I have an example which will clearly differentiate these two derivatives. If you are interested to if you interested to know about that example, okay, I have an example of bike, we can say. There are mainly two types of bike or vehicle. Instead of bike we can say vehicle. There are mainly two types. Can you say, can you tell me what are those two types? Yes, two types of vehicle. Don't say petrol or diesel, huh?
Two-wheelers and four-wheelers.
No, three wheelers are also there.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, in what context are we speaking?
Mainly two types actually. You cannot differentiate them. We cannot have the third type. What are those? If you go in fuel context, then there are not only the two types, right? And
Electrical.
no, in that sense also you can say electrical or non-electrical. Um, but in the context of gears, we can say geared and yes, Siddhant says geared and non-geared bike. Very good. That is what I'm to ask. Is it right? There are mainly two types of vehicle, geared and non-geared. Right? So the geared bikes or the geared vehicles are depend on the speed of geared vehicle. Actually, if you go through the physics sense, the derivatives is nothing but the rate, right? Rate. If we have the independent variable as a t, then dx by dt or d2x by dt square. These are nothing but the rates, right? Dx by dt is the velocity, right?
Yes.
Its second order derivative is the acceleration, like this. So in that sense, the derivatives are the speeds actually. Speed, isn't it? So if we have y or x as a function of single variable t, then its derivative dx by dt is the velocity, we can say, right? And that velocity depends only on only one variable, that is t, isn't it? And that velocity is nothing but this dx by dt derivative. So what I mean to say, the derivative also depends on only one variable, right? Speed also depends on only one variable. Is it so? Is this clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So as just like function depends on only t, its derivative or the further derivatives also depends on that t. Or instead of depend, we can say the functions of independent variable t. Okay, so in case of moped bike without geared bike, the speed depends only on one variable, and what is that variable? That is accelerator, right?
Yes.
And
Yes, sir.
in case of geared bike, accelerator is not the only variable onto which the speed depends. What are the remaining variables? Remaining variables are the number of gears, right? Because the speed varies as the geared varies. Am I right?
Yes.
Gears varies. So that is what an example to differentiate the concept of ordinary derivative and partial derivative. I hope everyone uh, got the point from this example. Okay. So let me share a differential story. The reason differential equations are so important in describing the natural world is that they express relationships between quantities that vary continuously. Like take a traveling car, for example. The distance the car covers from the start of its journey can be written down as a function of time. The speed of the car at a given moment is described by the relationship between the change in the distance traveled and the time the journey takes. In fact, it is given by the derivative of the distance function. If you know the speed function and want to work out the distance function, you have to solve the differential equation. That is to find a function when all you know about it is its derivative, isn't it? If you know the differential function, distance function, in fact, sorry, if you know the speed function, then you can have the distantial function. That is nothing but the solution of differential equation. Okay. The most
Yes.
fundamental phenomena of nature, such as gravitation, relativity, and the motion of gases and fluids, are described by differential equations. Writing down these equations is one thing, but solving them is the entirely different matter. Generally, solutions cannot be even be written down as a formula. Even after studying deep and complicated mathematical structures, mathematicians still often have to be satisfied with the approximate solutions. Any doubt from the story or the concept of derivative? Any doubt? So that we can proceed with the actual syllabus. Anybody want to say something?
No, sir, I guess.
See, if you are not able to speak, you can write your replies. You can reply in the chat box also, because later at the end of lecture, I'm going to see how many people have replied, isn't it? And remember, this will count in the final. Okay, so this is the definition of the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Let me give you a brief idea how we are going to discuss this unit. Just a minute. Okay, so what we are going to do throughout the unit. See here. First of all, we'll discuss the definition of linear differential equation. Okay, and then we'll divide these into two types. One is linear differential equation with constant coefficient and with variable coefficient. Okay, so actually the name of unit is linear differential equation with constant coefficient, if you have seen. Okay, so that is what the main thing throughout the unit. What we are going to do, we are going to discuss everything about the solution of linear differential equation with constant coefficient, and later when we discuss about variable, what we are going to do, we are going to convert those equations into linear differential equation with constant coefficient only. So that is the reduction. Just like you might have seen the exact and non-exact differential equation, linear and non-linear differential equation in M2, right? If the equation is not linear, then you might have reduced into linear with the help of some substitutions, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So the same thing we are going to do here. We are going to convert those LD with variable coefficients into LD with constant coefficient, and then the procedure will be according to the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. So the main focus is on LD with constant coefficient, and that is what the thing we are going to discuss throughout the unit. First of all, we'll discuss its definition, then the solution. So let us start. The definition. What is the definition? What is meant by linear differential equation with constant coefficient? Definition. The nth order linear differential equation, nth order, remember, there is no restriction on order. And as it is linear, linear means what? Degree must be 1, isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
the nth order linear differential equation with constant coefficient. It is a differential equation containing the differential coefficients, and the dependent variable in the first degree, remember. It does not involve a product of derivative with another derivative. It does not involve, remember. Or with dependent variable. There should not be a product of two derivatives, or there should not be a product of one derivative and its dependent variable, like y into dy by dx. If such terms involved in the differential equation, that is not a linear differential equation. See, we are discussing in detail. This is all important for the competitive examinations like your GATE exam or the IES exam. You should know these things. So if you are not able to get these things, please ask. Okay. Is this clear? There should not be a product of two derivatives like dy by dx into dy by dx or dy by dx into d2y by dx, like this. There should not be a product of two derivatives, and there should not be a product of derivative and its dependent variable, or with dependent variable, and in which coefficients are constant. Coefficient means what? The coefficient of derivative terms like a0, a1, a2. These are all the coefficients, remember. This should be constant, and these are called the linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Is the definition clear? The standard form of linear differential equation with constant coefficient is this: a naught nth order derivative of y with respect to x plus a1 n minus 1th order derivative of y with respect to x, and so on up to an y is equal to function of x, where these a naught, a1, an are constants. Okay? So tell me, what is dependent variable and what is independent variable here? Yes? What is dependent and independent variable?
X is independent.
X is independent and Y is dependent variable.
Yeah.
So if you remember, you have solved the differential equation maths 2, M2, right? So if you remember, tell me, the solution of differential equation means what? What you have obtained there? Or the values of what? When you have solved the differential equation, you might have got some relations, right? So tell me what kind of relation it is. Any one of you? This is just a prerequisite I'm asking. So when you
Which
solve that,
does not
yes,
involve derivatives
uh,
in the
ex-
solution.
exactly. Actually, if the differential equation is given and we are trying to solve it, we are trying to eliminate those derivatives, isn't it? With the help of mainly variable separable. Actually, variable separable is the integration method, right? We are separating the variables and we are integrating both sides. We are getting a relation in dependent independent variable, right? And that relation we are calling it as a solution. Am I right? Right?
Yes.
So mainly the method to solve the differential equation is variable separable method. Okay. Anyways, what I'm asking about the solution. So remember, the solution of differential equation is always the value of dependent variable in terms of independent variable involved in the given differential equation. Remember, always remember. So here, if we consider this differential equation, then its solution is the value of what? Its solution is the value of dependent, that is y, in terms of independent variable, that is x. Is this clear? Is this clear? So always remember. And you have solved the differential equation
Yes,
in
sir.
M2 also. The concept is same. You have got the value of dependent in terms of independent variable. Okay. Sometimes the given differential equation will be like this: dx by dt plus 2x is equal to t, isn't it? So here the dependent variable is x and t is the independent variable. So its solution is the value of what? X in terms of t. Am I right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about the the definition of linear differential equation with constant coefficient. You can ask your doubts in the definition. Definitely, there will be a question in online examination if it is that the standard form of linear differential equation with constant coefficient is, and one of the option will be this. Is the point clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So I'm writing here some differential equations. Just tell me whether they are linear differential equation with constant coefficient or not. Tell me whether it is a linear differential equation with constant coefficient, and if it is, then what is the order and what is degree of the differential equation? I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
ओके मैडम, ये 1920 में हमारे बच्चे ने कुछ पार्टिसिपेट किया है 19, 20 और 21 किया ना स्पोर्ट्स में अपना आर्ट खेले बस क्या ना पुलिस the exam was conducted by online mode. It's a quick question. Yes. Online mode. Everyone. Oh, sorry. Crash course on all units. External has stopped the working. Yes, hello.
किसने पार्टिसिपेट किया हो चाहिए आपने खुद की इवेंट
We'll discuss these examples and we'll stop here. Actually, I don't know what the problem is. It's a technical problem, but actually, anyways, I've lost all those differential equations again. I'll have to write. But is the point clear to everyone? What are the linear differential equations and what are not, which are not? Is this clear to everyone? Is there any doubt with the definition? Hello?
No, sir. No doubt.
Okay, so let's stop here. Let's have an attendance. Just give me 2 minutes for the attendance.
डिबेट में दो क्वेश्चन है
Yes. आप इसे दे दो मैं करते हैं इसका लेकिन प्रूफ बाकी सब रहेगा ना आपके पास
एक मिनट आपको एग्जांपल दिखाओ
Okay, roll number 1.
Yes, sir, present.
Roll number 2.
Present, sir.
3. 4.
Present, sir.
5.
Present, sir.
6.
Present, sir.
7,
Yeah.
7, 8,
Present, sir.
9, 10, 11.
Present, sir.
I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Is the screen visible?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Just a minute. Let me show you.
पण ऑलरेडी आपण तुम्ही जनरेट करून देऊ शकता. हां.